All right, and tip of the week, David, if it's okay with you, I'd like to pass it over. Really cool tip of the week, 3 elements you should add to your members dashboard. Actually goes in kind of in the same vein as what we were talking about with the updates. If it's okay, I'll pass it over to you, David, and you can run us through this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So the member dashboard page, often an overlooked area of your website, but one that's probably viewed most often, at least by your members. So we'll start off by talking about what's so special about the member dashboard page anyway. Again, this is one that, it's not indexed by Google or search engines. It's not one that's linked to in your main menu or your footer. It's not one that's accessible by just general website visitors. So what makes it so special anyway? Well, after logging in, it's the very first page that every single one of your members will always see. Unless, of course, you've changed which page they're redirected to after they log in. By default, this is the page they'll always see first. So on this page is a great opportunity to expose them to new and important information that you really want to get out in front of them. A lot of times, maybe you'll post some important news in your website's log roll, but maybe your members aren't going to that area of your website. They're not checking that out, or maybe kind of the articles are getting lost in the shuffle. So if there's a brand new feature or update that you want to get out in front of them and really let them know about, this would be a great place and opportunity to do that. Now, the default layout gives members a ton of links, links to publish new content, to access their account details, to manage their account and their billing information, everything like that. But the dashboard can be personalized to really better suit your members and your specific target audience. And this is done on a per membership plan basis. So the dashboard page for your low level, say your free members, can be totally different than the dashboard page for your highest tier paid members. So really the goal here is to rethink the dashboard, how we can better utilize that page for improved member engagement, to make members look forward to actually logging in, not just so that they can post content or check on their new leads, but also to see what's new that's been added into their dashboard since the last time they logged in. So some key elements to add on to your member dashboard. Here, we're just kind of going to list some basic ideas of elements that you can add to your members' dashboards. Some of these will make a lot of sense for your specific members. Others won't be that applicable. It really depends on your target audience and your industry and what your members are looking for out of your website. But starting off, just the basic website or company news. As I mentioned, if you're utilizing the website blog article section to publish website news, maybe your members just aren't interested necessarily, or they don't know about that section of your website, so they're not seeing those articles. Well, if you add recent blog posts or maybe new features or updates that you have coming down the pipeline or upcoming events, maybe a brand new report on your community's industry just came out, or an infographic or a new ebook that you're providing. All these things, this would be a great place to kind of highlight them and showcase them. As soon as your members log in, they'll see a nice banner. If you want to make a banner and place it in there, this would be a great place to draw some attention to that. Obviously, if you want to go the banner route, you could do that in a program like Photoshop. There's also some free online tools. Canva is one that we've talked about a lot in these webinars. I think Adobe also actually now has a free online tool to create banners. So there's a lot of flexibility here with this type of element. What you can also do is share some relevant messages or videos. This can be something as simple as a motivational quote that's related to your audience. You could update this daily, you could update it weekly, monthly, every couple months, whatever suits your schedule. Or maybe you were in an interview, one of your community members or a leader in your target industry. Maybe one of them was in a recent interview or webinar or a podcast that's relevant to your members. You can either embed that video, or if it's a SoundCloud audio file, you can embed that directly into the dashboard, or you can share a link with some additional text in the members dashboard, or maybe like even for your free basic members, because as I mentioned, you can customize the dashboard page on a per membership plan basis. Maybe for those free members, since those are probably your newer members, Maybe you want to embed a how-to video, just a simple 2-minute screen share that you make and that you've embedded into their dashboard page, explaining the benefits of their new account, how they can navigate the dashboard, and maybe highlight some different sections of the website that they might otherwise overlook. What you can also do to show your members that you are looking to improve is to solicit suggestions. So you can add a section into the members dashboard where you just ask for their feedback, and you can include a link out to another page on your website. It doesn't have to be a page that you're linking to in your main menu or your footer, but you can link out to this new page that you create. You can add a form on there where you ask for the member's name, email, and then maybe just a text box where they can submit whatever comments or feedback, suggestions that they'd like to send you. Something really simple, but shows your community that you are looking to improve and you're eager to hear what they think and what they have to say. Now moving on to some of the potentially most useful features are some calls to action that you can add into the member dashboard page. So you can add some free ones, maybe with the primary intent of increasing the members' engagement on your website and within your community. So this could be things like we were just talking about, completing their profile, or maybe publishing a new post, browsing some specific content on your website. But you can also include maybe some paid calls to action with the primary intent of increasing sales on your website. So these could be calls to action like to upgrade their account, maybe if they want to purchase a banner ad on your website, linking out to their own website, or maybe just to their profile. Maybe if they want to be featured higher in the search results on your website than the other members, they can pay for that upgrade, or maybe even just have some additional services like a profile audit, or maybe some marketing services that you want to offer. You can highlight and showcase those in the member dashboard as well.
Yeah, these are some awesome ideas that you put together here. Obviously, we can let what is the phrase, 1,000 flowers bloom on what to put on the dashboard, but positive messaging, soliciting suggestions, or putting links where they can contact you with questions or for help with their profiles, getting them to take actions like post a classified ad or post an event, whatever you're trying to get members to contribute for user-generated content. And then, of course, I think the most overlooked is calls to action for paid separate services. One, obviously, upgrading their membership plan if they're on a lower tiered level, or paying for any sponsorships or banner ads around the site. And that works great with the Download Digital Products add-on, where you can sell services that are not necessarily membership plans on the site. So this is a really cool list here. And just to take it a step further, this is stuff just using text and images and links. You can have all these things listed here in the members dashboard. However, I have seen people work with developers in the marketplace to put more comprehensive, slightly more complicated, requires a developer's touch, but reports and charts and things like that for the users, as well as completeness checklists. So we were talking about the profile completeness. I've seen developers create like checkboxes when parts of the profile are complete for the dashboard. But I think moving on from that, we did create a fully customized member dashboard just using the pre-made elements and blocks. So I think let's take a look at that together, huh, David?
Yeah, let's do that. I think the main point here to take away is that there's just a lot of ideas that you can incorporate into the dashboard when you kind of rethink it so that it acts more as a tool and a place that your members are looking forward to rather than just sort of a landing page that they get to as soon as they log in.
Exactly. Something to engage them a bit more. So we did create a sample member dashboard design for membership plan 1 on this site. So first let's log in as a member, and then we can see what we've created and how we did that as well. So let's log in as this member here. Okay, great. And just to be honest with you guys, we kind of did this a bit quick right before the webinar. However, the fact that we did it this quick, it came out pretty okay in my opinion. But just to let you know, if you probably took a little bit more time, you can get even better results for this. So why don't we start from top to bottom? David, why don't you let us know what you decided to put in here as custom content for this member upon logging in, and then we can show you guys in the backend area how we created this.
Yeah, so right at the very top, I figured this is the perfect place to kind of showcase or highlight the most important or most recent feature, update, new event, whatever it may be that you want to show to your members. I figured this was the perfect place to do it. And I thought it would best be done by using a banner to really grab their attention rather than just using some text. So as I mentioned, if you don't have Photoshop or you're not familiar with it, that's how we made this banner here, but you could certainly use free online tools like Canva. And as I mentioned, I think Adobe also has a free banner maker now as well. So that's what we did for the first section here. Then right below that, we just have a simple message of the week, kind of assuming this sample site was targeted for the digital marketing community. We have a little simple quote that kind of goes along with that theme with traditional marketing. You tell people they're a rock star. With content marketing, you show them they're a rock star, and then we have a little image to go with that. So this could be just a little something that can be updated weekly or monthly, but whatever fits your schedule, but something that at least keeps the dashboard fresh, and it maybe it'll give your members some motivation or some new ideas, kind of get their gears going a little bit.
That's really important. This doesn't need to be updated daily. You could have some, I guess, evergreen assets here, things that just never change. And you might have things that might change monthly, like an upcoming event or something specific that's coming soon that you want to mention. It could be a feature on the website or whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be the message of the week. It could be the message of the month, and there could be a theme for your members, and you have a video that complements that message and theme. And this is the goal that they should have for this month. This month is all about something good for their business or whatever it might be. But that way you get a unified community goal together, and you could take it a step further, and people can share their experiences. You could put a link under here and take it a step further. So again, it doesn't have to be something that you're updating daily. There could be some permanent features here, and then just some things that you update maybe monthly.
Yeah, and speaking of those permanent or semi-permanent kind of evergreen features, we added 3 things to do now. Again, customizing the member dashboard page is done on a per membership plan basis. So these 3 things to do now could be different for your free members versus your highest tier paid members. But in here, we just added some simple ones like updating their profile, posting an ad, in this case, a classified ad, as well as getting an article written about the member. So if you offer a service where you can kind of write an article featuring a specific member of your community, you can include an application. So here, we're just linking out to, in this case, that first box, it would be a link out to maybe editing their basic details, their basic information right there. So you just grab that URL and you just add it to the button in that section. Posting an ad, it would be the same thing. You would go to the classified section in the member account, grab the URL, and attach that link to the button there. And then the last thing, the last box, they're getting an article written about the member. In this kind of hypothetical scenario, you could link that button out to a page on your website, one that maybe isn't indexed by search engines, one that's not included in your main menu, but a page that you created that includes a form where they can add some information about themselves, what they're looking to get out of a featured article, things like that.
Yeah, one thing we covered in previous webinars is you can create these portals for your users using the pre-made elements. This is basically just 3 blocks next to each other, and you can always grab the links of these things. So maybe this would say like update your profile photo. Just grab the link. You just right click it, copy link, and when you're editing this module here, and we'll show you how when we go to the admin area, just make this link correspond to where you want to send them. So you can create really good click portals kind of things for your members, getting them to post content or taking them to areas of your site. Especially if you have a members only site, you can then portal them to the pages that are members only that they can now access since they're logged in. So this is great to get them to take action on things they should do on the site.
Yeah, kind of going back to the slide with the ideas for elements you can include, that section would kind of go in line with those free calls to action to boost engagement on the site. And then following that, we have some paid calls to action where you can generate some additional revenue from your members. In this specific example, we have some additional services like a profile review where maybe you want to go over the member's profile with them, see how it can be improved, what information can be added, how it can be cleaned up. Maybe the member wants to be the featured profile of the week, maybe on your homepage. You can charge them for that. Or maybe if they want to be featured for an entire month instead of just for 1 week, you offer that as an option for an additional service as well. So we put this together, as Jason said, really in about 45 minutes. I think this looks pretty good, pretty clean, lots of different information here. So it's really up to you and your imagination kind of what you can do with this in, half a day's time.
Let's take a look at the admin area and where we made those edits. So each dashboard is based on the membership plan. So in this case, we edited the membership plan 1. These are just generic names for the webinar here. And where you can edit this dashboard stuff is in the members dashboard tab. And these are all settings related to the members dashboard, what they can see and do. So what we did actually in the dashboard display settings, we turned off all the default options that are displaying there by themselves, manage listings, QR code, and things like that. And we're 100% using the custom dashboard content. So what's really cool is you can have header content, which would be this text editor here. And if you have any of these other things enabled, they will show in between the header content. And if I scroll down a bit more, there's dashboard footer content. So you can actually sandwich in some of the default things in between the dashboard footer content, the custom dashboard footer content, and your dashboard header content. Let's actually enable a few of these, just 3 of them. I will say account details and the QR code. Let's just save that and see how this looks with some of the custom elements mixed in with some of the default elements that are available. So if we scroll down a bit, so here now we can see that these are the custom elements and here are the default elements: published content, account details, free QR code image. And then these are the footer elements, things to do now and additional services, just to give you a gauge of what's happening here on this page. So if we go back here, I'll just turn these off now. I think that's pretty clear. And if we scroll down, we can see what David created here. Used some of the pre-made elements here. So for example, we can use a pre-made element for teams or whatever. You guys can get creative here, but basically these are just pre-made templates of content. You can drop it in and then make your changes to the newly added section here. I'll go ahead and save the changes and we'll see this default content block here, and these will be gone now as well. So it looks really nice. You might not want to overwhelm users with too many items. It might distract them from the key calls to action that you want them to take. But you can definitely put some elegant links and content blocks here to either share information or get them to take an action. And then the same thing is for the footer. Here are the things to do now. In this case, David had used the block. I think it's a basic content block for 3 elements. Just put it up here. When you come here now, we have these 3 generic blocks here. In this case, David replaced these larger default images with little smaller images here. And then, yeah, Dave?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, I think one other important thing to note is if you are familiar with HTML or CSS and you really want to get a little bit more creative, add some additional details, you can of course access the code view for these as well, and add your own code. Or even if you just want to embed a YouTube video or something like that in the dashboard, you can do that here as well.
And yeah, I actually bring up a good point for people who are more familiar with coding and want to move beyond just the pre-made elements. You can choose to use the text editor, or you can use a custom widget that you create that's totally coded from the ground up, that uses JavaScript and your own custom CSS and HTML and everything. Just select the custom widget that you want to render here. In this case, in the dashboard footer content or in the header area. So whether you're a novice, a beginner, and just want to use the pre-made elements, or a developer and you want to really show your own custom content here, you really have the ability to do so with this here. And then what I was going to show, one more thing, is just these additional services is, how you can get these to link to where you can purchase this. This would work in line with let me just go there, the digital products add-on. It's the Sell, excuse me, not download, Sell Digital Downloads add-on. I always mix up the name on this one, but the Sell Digital Downloads add-on, and I'll share a link there. And let's actually create a digital product, David, and link it there in the dashboard real quick. So this is for the admin, the website owner, to create posts of additional things you can sell on the website. So let's actually log in as an admin blog contributor real quick. Let's create a digital product and link it there in the dashboard. I think this will bring the presentation full circle here. So let's just search for a member that's an admin blog contributor, and we'll log in. And I believe this site has the digital downloads add-on. Yep, so website digital products. So let's just create a new digital product. And this one will be called, I guess we'll call it what it says here in the dashboard, which is a profile review, $50. So profile review, $50. You can leave that blank. So the buy button, so get reviewed now. So what's cool is you can choose what the buy button text says, the call to action on the buy page. You can redirect buyers to a custom thank you page. You have to create that thank you page first, and then you can choose that is the page they'll be redirected to upon purchase. You can send a confirmation email after purchase. So of course, we would want to create a custom email template and then provide instructions on what they can expect next after they have purchased this product. So you could choose the custom email template to receive. And then the description of this product, get a profile review, and we'll just save the changes. And I think you can add images as well. I don't have any images, but we'll just link to this page here real quick. So now that the product is published, we can view the post. So this is a digital product, and it's a profile review. So what you can do is, and this is where it says $50 profile review, get reviewed now. If I click this, I don't think there's a payment gateway set up on this demo site, but yeah, there you go. The person could put their credit card number in and they can proceed with purchasing this product. So what we'd want to do is we'd want to, and this is back to editing the dashboard footer content. We have the links here. We can edit the link to go to that page, digital products, profile review, and we can change it from learn more to buy now or get it now. And I'll go ahead and save these changes. And what we can do is let's log in as back to that dashboard of a member who would see that. Okay, so we're back to a member who has a customized dashboard. And if we scroll down and click on the $50 profile review, we can click on buy now. And it takes us to not a very well decorated page, but from here they can purchase a profile review, get reviewed now, et cetera, et cetera. So that brings it full circle on how you can add internal links to your website on this dashboard page. Maybe they're free calls to action you want them to take, paid calls to action, or anything else that you can imagine. Do we leave anything out here, David? I think that was pretty complete there.
I think that pretty much covers it. Again, it really just comes down to rethinking the dashboard about how it can be used more of as a tool for your members.